Welcome to Vaulted Truths, where illusion, luxury, and lies are peeled back to expose what hides beneath. This is the real story of a man who didn't need violence, didn't need to steal in the dark. Instead, he used dating apps, private jets, and the illusion of love to orchestrate one of the most emotionally manipulative frauds of the decade. This is the story of Simon Leviev, better known as the Tinder Swindler, a man who turned romance into currency and scammed his way into millions by weaponizing trust. He appeared charming, handsome, sophisticated. His Tinder profile showcased the high life: five-star hotels, yachts, fashion, champagne, and an ever-rotating carousel of exotic cities. His name? Simon Leviev. Allegedly, the son of Israeli diamond billionaire Liv Leviev, a name associated with vast wealth and global power. But there was a problem. Simon Leviev wasn't Simon Leviev. He wasn't rich. He wasn't from the diamond industry, and he wasn't the son of anyone powerful. He was Shimon Hayat, a convicted con artist from Israel with a long history of identity, theft, and financial fraud. And Tinder, that was his hunting ground. The playbook was always the same. He'd meet a woman on the app, sweep her off her feet with grand gestures. Helicopter rides, lavish dinners, chauffeurs, private jets. All within days, and the illusion worked because he made it look effortless. Every detail supported the story: that he was a billionaire's son, constantly on the move, dealing with dangerous enemies in the diamond trade. And then, the twist: after weeks of luxurious dates and loving messages, he'd suddenly claim he was in danger, that his enemies were watching, that his credit cards were blocked for security reasons, and that he urgently needed money, fast, but only temporarily, because once this threat passed, he promised everything would be paid back, and more. The requests began small, a few $1,000s, then tens of thousands, then credit cards opened in the victim's name, bank loans, forged pay stubs. Some women took out over $100,000 in debt, believing they were protecting the man they loved. But what they didn't know was that their money wasn't going to Simon's safety. It was funding his next victim. This was the horrifying brilliance of the scam. A Ponzi scheme built on romance. He used one woman's love to finance the seduction of the next. The lies were recycled, the texts were the same phrases, same excuses, same voice notes. A machine of emotional manipulation powered by trust and desperation. And it worked, over and over again. Until it didn't. In 2019, a group of his victims, including Cecilia Pernilla Shihom and Aline Charlotte, came together. They went public with their stories. They contacted journalists, and eventually, their investigation landed in the hands of VG. What they uncovered sent shockwaves across Europe. Simon had used at least 10 different aliases, forged dozens of passports, and had scammed an estimated $10 million from women across the world. He had previously been arrested in Finland and Israel, served some time, but kept slipping through cracks, often by moving fast and exploiting weak international enforcement of financial crime. Eventually, in 2019, he was arrested in Greece on a fake passport and extradited to Israel, where he was sentenced to 15 months in prison, but served only 5 months, for a multi-million-dollar international fraud. And here's where the story gets darker. After his release, he returned to social media, flaunting wealth again. Designer clothes, private jets, expensive watches. He even tried launching a business consulting firm, offering advice on branding and crypto. At one point, he signed with a talent agency. He went from con artist to the women he scammed, meanwhile, were left in debt. Years of trauma, legal battles with banks. Some declared bankruptcy. Others fought for justice that never fully came. This is not just the story of a con man. It's the story of a broken system. One where emotional fraud is hard to prosecute, and financial crimes committed with charm often go unpunished. Where predators dress well, speak softly, and pretend to love you. Until your bank account is empty and your life is destroyed. Simon Leviev never needed to break in. He just needed to make them believe. At Vaulted Truths, we don't just tell you what happened. We show you how it worked and why it keeps happening. Because in the world of modern deception, the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun or a knife. It's trust. And for some, that's the easiest thing in the world to fake.